Have you ever found yourself adjusting your dreams, your values, or even your personality just to make someone else comfortable? Maybe it's friends, family, or even society pushing you into a mold that isn't truly you. But here's the hard truth. When you reshape your life to fit others, you start losing pieces of yourself. We live in a world where being liked or accepted often seems more important than staying true to who we really are. But constantly bending to fit someone else's expectations leaves you disconnected from your own potential. Picture this. You're at a crossroads. One path leads to becoming the person they want you to be. The other, the riskier but far more rewarding journey of staying true to yourself. And trust me, you want to choose the latter. Stick around because today we're diving into the most important lessons that show why you should never, ever reshape your life to fit someone else's mold. If you're serious about growing and staying true to yourself, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel and watch until the end. If you don't understand this, then what's the point of watching? Lesson 1. Sacrificing your identity hurts your soul. When you change yourself to meet the expectations of others, you begin sacrificing pieces of your true identity, your core values, passions, and dreams. At first, it might seem harmless, like making small compromises. But over time, these compromises accumulate, and you start letting go of the very things that make you unique. You stop pursuing the hobbies you love, suppress your opinions to avoid conflict, or even choose a career path that isn't aligned with your true passions. All because you're trying to be the version of yourself that someone else expects. This slow erosion of self creates inner conflict. On the outside, you might appear to be getting along, making people happy, but inside, there's a growing emptiness. You start to feel disconnected from who you truly are. It's as if you're living someone else's life, not your own. And eventually you may find yourself asking, who am I really? That's when the real cost of sacrificing your identity hits you. You lose touch with your authentic self. The most powerful way to live is to remain true to yourself, no matter what. This doesn't mean shutting out the people around you or disregarding their feelings. It means rejecting the pressure to conform in ways that compromise your integrity. Life isn't about squeezing yourself into a pre-made mold to fit in. It's about breaking that mold, shattering expectations, and creating your own path. When you stop sacrificing who you are, you reclaim your power, and that's when you start living a life that's truly yours. Lesson 2. Living for approval is a prison. Chasing approval from others is like running in a never-ending race, one where the finish line keeps moving further away. No matter how fast or hard you run, it feels like you're never enough. You find yourself constantly seeking validation, hoping that someone will give you the approval you crave to feel valued. Whether it's approval from family, friends, colleagues, or even strangers on social media, you begin to shape your actions and decisions around what you think will please them. But here's the hard truth. You can never please everyone. The more you chase approval, the more you lose control of your own life. You start making decisions based on what others think is right, not what you truly want. Slowly, you become disconnected from your own desires and values because your focus shifts entirely to satisfying external expectations. Living this way traps you in a cycle of constant validation seeking. And the worst part, no matter how much you give, there will always be someone who disapproves or expects more. It's an impossible game to win. True freedom begins the moment you stop living for approval. The moment you stop caring about what others think of you is the moment you take back control of your life. You stop being a puppet to other people's expectations and start making decisions that reflect who you are and what you truly want. Living for yourself allows you to create healthy boundaries that protect your time, your energy, and your inner peace. When you live authentically, your self-worth no longer depends on external validation. You become a force, unshaken by opinions or criticism because you know that your value isn't determined by anyone else. This freedom is empowering. It allows you to live boldly, on your own terms, without feeling the constant pressure to meet someone else's standards. Lesson 3. Your unique path is your strength. Each one of us is born with a unique path, a journey that only we can walk. It's like a personal blueprint shaped by our experiences, passions, and dreams. But the moment we try to walk someone else's path, whether it's following their career choices, adopting their lifestyle, or mimicking their version of success, we start straying from the opportunities and experiences that are meant for us. The worst part, no one else can live your life for you. When you spend your time trying to fit into someone else's idea of success, you move further and further away from discovering your own purpose. The truth is, trying to walk someone else's path is like wearing shoes that don't fit, uncomfortable and painful. You'll never feel completely satisfied because deep down, you know you're not being true to yourself. Every decision you make to follow someone else's blueprint may bring you temporary satisfaction or approval, but it won't lead to long-term fulfillment. That's because the life that's meant for you can only be discovered by embracing your own journey, not someone else's. Embrace what makes you different. Your differences are not weaknesses or flaws. They are your greatest strength. The things that set you apart are the very things that make your path unique and powerful. When you live authentically, fully owning who you are, you naturally begin to attract people, opportunities, and experiences that resonate with your true self. Living authentically also makes you magnetic. There's nothing more powerful than someone who confidently walks their own path, no matter how unconventional or different it may seem to others. People are drawn to authenticity because it's rare in a world where so many are trying to fit in. The more you own your path, the more you inspire others to do the same. And ultimately, that's what leads to a fulfilling life. One where you're not following someone else's script, but creating your own. Lesson 4. Authenticity brings true happiness. Here's an undeniable truth. Happiness doesn't come from constantly making others happy or seeking their approval. It comes from being content with who you truly are. When you try to please everyone, you're left feeling drained and unfulfilled. But when you allow yourself to live authentically in alignment with your own values and desires, life feels lighter. The stress and pressure of trying to meet others' expectations begin to fade away. Instead of worrying about what others think or say, you experience an incredible freedom in simply being yourself. Authenticity is the foundation of true happiness. When you live authentically, you're no longer playing a role or pretending to be someone you're not. You wake up every morning with the peace of knowing that you're living a life that feels right to you, not one designed to impress others or fit into societal standards. This is where real contentment comes from, because there's no greater satisfaction than living a life that aligns with your deepest values and beliefs. Living authentically also transforms your relationships. When you're true to yourself, the connections you build with others become more meaningful and genuine. You no longer have to put on a mask or pretend to be someone else just to fit in or be liked. Instead, your relationships are based on mutual respect, understanding, and true connection. The people who are drawn to you are those who appreciate you for who you really are, not for the version of yourself you may have once presented to fit their expectations. In the end, authenticity isn't just a key to happiness, it's a key to freedom. It allows you to live fully, without the burden of constantly trying to measure up to others' standards. And when you're living authentically, that's when you truly find happiness, not in external validation, but in the peace and fulfillment of being unapologetically yourself. At the end of the day, reshaping your life to fit others is a losing game. The cost is too high. Your happiness, your identity, your purpose. Life isn't about fitting into someone else's expectations. It's about living fully and freely as yourself. So, stop trying to reshape your life to fit someone else's idea of who you should be. Instead, step into your own power, carve out your own path, and embrace who you truly are. The world doesn't need another copy. It needs you exactly as you are. Remember, the most powerful version of yourself is the one that refuses to conform. Live boldly, live authentically, and never ever reshape your life for anyone but yourself.